Calling this meeting to order, please rise for the flag salute as able. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law. This meeting of October 28, 2024 was included in a list of meetings notice sent to the Huntington Democrat and Courier News on January 3, 2024, posted on the bulletin board at Borough Hall on that date, and has remained continuously posted as required. In addition, a copy of this notice is and has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the Borough Clerk. Can I have roll call, please?
Sure, Councilwoman Engelhardt. Here. Councilwoman Fasara. You gotta unmute yourselves, both of you.
I'm here. Thank you.
Councilman.
Here.
Council President Long is absent. Councilman Parker.
Here.
Council Vice President Risley.
Here.
And Mayor Carroll.
Here. We have no presentations tonight. I just have a couple of things under the mayor's report. First of all, I just want to thank the SVP for Sunday's Halloween party. It was really lovely. I think the kids had a great time. The parents had a great time also. And the witch walk was also really good. The New Market, I didn't actually stay at the witch walk, but the New Market was good. I do have online, let me see who's on. Mike Champion's on.
Yeah, Mike, Bill, and Terry.
And Terry vote for Roman Burdick. Okay, so I asked Mike to come on the call tonight under the mayor's report regarding that, the water connection fee, because when I was talking with him, so when I gave you my report at the last meeting about the connection fee, how it's created by DEP usage numbers, as well as our CFO doing a calculation on our debt for this connection fee. What I didn't know, which Mike Campion told me, was that it actually was in a number of our audits bought by our auditor for several years before, that we needed to have this. So I asked Mike to just come on, if you guys had any questions regarding this, because I think, knowing that it was part of the audit, being caught by our auditor, that we needed to have this connection fee, make it really significant. And the prior mayor, after being asked a couple of times, or seeing it in audits a couple of times, agreed to put forward that ordinance to create it. Because like I said, last time, we already had it for the sewer utility, we didn't have it for the water utility. Mike, you wanna speak on that at all? Or answer any questions that the council members might have?
Sure, Mayor, that is correct. Up until a couple of years ago, the water department did not even charge for somebody connecting to our main, or if there was a change of use from one building to another. And this was recommended by our auditors to pay off some of the debt in our utilities. Those fees go directly to either the debt payoff or right into the system, either by in-house public works doing the work or a contractor.
And, and then in addition to that, Mike had asked to, get our numbers on what are. What is that?
A police officer.
Oh. Asked, our engineer to get, the firm numbers on what our water supply looks like right now with the wells that we have online. And of course, we have two more planned. One has about 70% funding available. The other one is not funded at all, nor is it engineered. We don't have the easement yet. But those are the last two wells we can have in the town. And with the 10 wells that we currently have, our percentage left for drinking water in this town is 28%, Mike, is that correct?
Yes, Mayor. I was going to provide that at the next regular planning board meeting. I was given a directive to have it ready for that meeting.
Okay. And that's an important conversation because it is our most important commodity we have. And we have a lot of residents here now who, until we get another well online, we need to make sure we've got potable drinking water for them. And it needs to be cherished and loved and not just, literally, run out on the street or tossed down a drain or whatever. Because otherwise, otherwise we're gonna be in trouble, it's gonna be a real problem. So, any questions for Mike? Liz, Adrian,
I'm sorry, I missed the 28% figure. What was that number again?
the 28% figure is how much capacity we have left on the existing wells. Right, Mike? Get that right?
Correct. That would be for use for anybody coming into the borough or needs more water.
So for example, Liberty Village has some capacity already because they had existing buildings, all with sinks and toilets. There were some restaurants over there. So when they're approved and they have to do this Form A to figure out exactly how much they're gonna need, they may need more, they may be okay, they may return some, it just depends on, I doubt that, but that's the calculation. So like T-Berry's, where it was an office building with a couple of lawyers and a couple of paralegals, is now going to a 90-seat restaurant, so the use goes way, way up. So she asked, she had to buy more units of water, which is calculated not by us, but by the DEP. So, none of this is really us driven.
This is just for water, not sewer, right?
This is just for water, not sewer.
Okay.
Sewer wise, we have a couple 100,000 gallons left. The problem,
Correct.
what?
Correct, Mayor.
Okay, the problem is that, we're the only people in this county that have sewer. It's all through the Raritan Township Municipal Utilities Authority. And I keep watching Raritan build and build and build, and I don't know where they're getting their capacity from. And sooner or later, the DEP is gonna shut down whatever, and they may end up owing us money because it's our capacity that we own from them. But, looking at the new code numbers that came in, the affordable housing numbers that came in, their number is very, very high. And, they're allowed to do deals where they build, 4 units for one affordable unit. Their number, I believe, is somewhere north of 500 units, so that means that they potentially have been building over 2,000 units. And I don't know where they're getting the sewer from, since we're the only ones that have any capacity left. So,
Another thing to add, Mayor, is, excuse me, COA always gets the water first, always.
right. Well, the water, they're on, Raritan Township's on American water, so they'll get their water.
Right, I'm talking about Flemington's COA numbers.
Oh, our code number, our new round for 10 years is 25, and that didn't count the Spice Factory, or it didn't count the new hotel project. So we're just about there, and with Liberty Village, we're there, we're done. So without worrying about anything, we're in extremely good shape, probably among the best in the county.
That's
Possibly
good to hear.
very good here, because we've always kept up with it, we've never fought it.
Thanks to our planner, they really were great.
But I mean,
Walking us through the last 10 years.
but we also have an ordinance on the books that require it, where other towns don't have that ordinance. So we actually have an ordinance that requires at least 20%.
Right, I mean,
So-
she encouraged us to.
Yeah,
keep that up.
So, I don't want to take anything away from Beth, she has been great with us, so. Anything else, Mike? Anything from the council for Mike? We're all good? Okay, okay, thank you, Mike.
I'll stay on for the Academy Street in case there's any questions.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I also asked Terry to come on, Terry Vogt from Remington Burnick, he called me last week. With good news, bad news, regarding the Academy Street FEMA grant for just around 1.2 million to redo all that flood area and the culverts and everything, so. He just literally found out last week when the feds had an all hands on deck call. That the engineering design work for this project and the inspection fees are not included in the grant. And he literally found out last week, Terry, you estimated that it would be somewhere around 100,000 to 130,000. You gotta take yourself off mute, Terry.
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we estimated survey and design to be approximately 130,000, Mayor. We believe, although I have not confirmed yet, I believe that the borough will be able to get construction and inspection reimbursed if they RFP the work. We need to confirm that with the DCA. We've had several meetings and communications with the DCA the last several months, including one on October 15th. And we haven't started the work, frankly, because we wanted to be sure what DCA is going to cover and what they won't. And for the first time at the October 15th meeting, they told us that design costs associated with the work will not be reimbursable. They made reference, apparently this came up with one of the other applicants and they ran it by their supervisors. And the decision as relayed at the October 15th meeting was that design fees would not be reimbursable. What we're requesting to get the grant award, we need a survey of the area and we need to do a preliminary design, what they call a 30% design. What we would like to do between now and the end of the year is at least get the survey work done.
No, Bill Hance is on. I haven't talked to Bill about this, but you and I talked extensively about the funding, Terry. Terry, you know, we give engineering, you know, quite a bit of money in our budget every year. And Terry still has about almost, I'm gonna say what, 60% left in the budget? So the money is there to you know, have
Do
authorized.
you want Bill in there?
Yeah, you could put Bill in.
Yeah.
To authorize Terry to go ahead and do this work so that we can secure the, I mean, like I said, it's good news, bad news, right? So. The bad news is that it's not covered. The good news is that we have the money in his budget to do it. The other good news is that. We're gonna be doing this culvert work, which is really so necessary. Because that road is gonna potentially collapse in some big storm because it's so bad. And the other good news is that Terry told me on the phone that if we don't spend the whole 1.2, because he had originally calculated the design money as part of this. If there's anything left over, if we have another FEMA qualified project in town, he's very confident we can use the money for that. So it could be like the North Main Street area that floods all the time. It could be another area over in the floodplain around the circle. Is that correct, Terry? Am I getting this all right?
To be honest with you, Mayor, I do not know at this point. These DCA people we're dealing with are kind of rigid. I
Mhm.
think there's rationale for it. I
Okay.
can't speak at this point to what they're going to guarantee or not.
For money to let us use it for something else in town.
Yeah, the closest parallel I can make, if you're familiar with DOT state aid, they give you a very defined aerial scope. And if you have money left over, you can do other eligible work within that area. I can't speak for DCA. One thing that we talked about, Mayor, they now want to have the monthly progress meetings
Give me on my calendar.
where we can talk about that and talk about it at each meeting. This is where we're at. Any questions that come up, you know, I want the borough to hear it from the DCA. I don't want to keep coming back and saying, well, I thought it was X and now they're telling me Y.
Terry, who
Um,
request that they send the meeting invitations to besides me? I mean, Mike Campion should be on, Pan should be on, and our DPW subcommittee should be on, which is Councilwoman
Yeah.
Passar. Parker.
I can respond, Mayor. They had sent us a recent request with some dates. I can reply all after this meeting and I'll copy everybody. I'll copy you. I'll copy Mike. I'll copy Adrian as well, as Tony. And like I said, they want to set monthly dates. And we can look at the dates and see who's available when and then choose a date.
So getting back to the financing of this 30%, so are we talking 30% of 130,000? I mean, what are we talking about for this year as far as funding goes to?
We're talking this year, I just want to get the survey done.
Okay.
And we
so-
have room under general engineering, like you said earlier, we're under our budgeting in terms of the year as we understand it.
And what-
And Bill can hopefully verify that.
And what's the approximation on the cost on that, Terry?
The survey work is approximately $30,000. It's the area where the flooding occurs throughout the road network, past the piping, back. From what I remember, it goes behind the school and ultimately in the street.
And
We
then-
have to get that whole area.
Okay, Bill, we good with that? We have in this budget, we're good? You have to take yourself off mute.
I'm sorry, you talking to me? My internet just froze.
Oh, yeah, I just wanted you to confirm that Terry's got the wiggle room to do the survey for $30,000 in his general budget.
I'm not sure that there's that much money left in the budget, no, but I will, I will double check.
Okay,
Yeah, let us know, please, Bill.
when did you want to do that work, Terry? I know this year, but if this can't get approved until the next meeting, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, now's a good time for it, obviously. If it has to wait until the next meeting, it is what it is. I mean, we have to make sure the money's available. It's a good time of year because leaves are coming down. It's a good time to survey.
Bill, is
So,
this-
I mean, if we can find out, this meeting, great. If not, it'll have to be the next meeting.
Bill or Chris, is this something that the council could approve pending funding? Certification of funds by Bill?
Don't think so. Bill would be the one have to be comfortable certifying.
Bill, would you be comfortable if they just,
Yeah, pending the, me finding the money, basically, yes, that's fine.
you would be okay with
Yeah.
that?
Not typical.
He said I'm real comfortable with it.
Yeah.
All right,
As long as Bill knows it's,
comments, questions from the council?
I just wanted to confirm with Terry, hi, it's Susan, the engineering design was included in the $1.2 million budget, but of course that is not included in the grant.
That is correct. We had included it in the overall application. I think we asked originally for about 1.4 with
Okay.
everything, including design and construction. And I believe we got something on the order of 1.15, something in that range.
Okay.
And we had hoped that we could, like I said, do the survey or not the surveys, the survey design and ultimately inspection as well as construction. And we've been talking with these people for months. And finally, at our last meeting of October 15th, we pressed the issue and they came back and told us no. Somebody else had an issue and they ran it past the people who are holding the money. And the decision was that design was not reimbursable.
And neither is survey, obviously, we're trying to find. When will you know if the inspection is included or not? Cause they say.
They told us at the October 15th meeting that they thought that if it was RFP per federal procedures, that would be. We can certainly verify that at one of our upcoming meetings.
I'm sure you will,
The
great.
borough will be attending.
Any other questions, Councilman Parker, Councilman Levitt,
No.
online, Councilman Fasar, Councilman Betty? Everybody's good, okay. All right, so can I have a motion to approve the survey work pending? Certification by our CFO that there is funds available.
Engelhardt will move.
Real second.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please, Carla.
Councilwoman Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara,
Yes,
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Councilman Parker.
Yes.
And Council Vice President Rossetti.
yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for being on and staying on, Mike, and Mike, I don't know if you want to talk about that culvert for one, like, brief second and why this is even though there's not a lot of people that live there, why this culvert is so important to fix.
Was that for me, Mayor?
If you'd like,
Yeah, that takes a big portion of that side of town from Reasoner Lane through Coppermine all the way down Pinnell, and it includes up by St. Magdalene's too. Takes a big portion of the town, runs out off Capner, down Park Ave. So it's a big chunk of area.
Middle Street, big effect.
yeah, right, great. Okay, thank you, Mike, thank you, Terry, appreciate
You're
it,
welcome. Need anything, just call me.
thanks, Bill. All right.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Thank you. We're up to council members report, Councilwoman, Council Vice President, Rossetti, sorry.
Thanks, Mayor. I personally don't have anything to share today, but I am gonna read Council President Long's information he forwarded to me. So for fire, he has that the Flemington Fire Department would like to let all residents know that due to the extreme dry conditions that our partners in the New Jersey Fire Service have determined, our fire danger level for this area has reached very high. This level has moved in and out of extreme fire danger. Because of this, the Forest Fire Service has instituted a ban on all outdoor wood and charcoal fires. Propane and natural gas fire pits and outdoor cooking appliances are permitted to be used. For those residents that may use wood burning stoves or fireplaces for heating their homes or cooking, proper disposal of ash will prevent accidental fires. If you must remove the ash from your indoor wood burning stove or fireplace, it is recommended that ashes are placed in an airtight metal container with a metal lid. This container should be placed away from anything that can burn and allowed to sit undisturbed for 3 to 4 days until all contents are completely cold, and then they can be disposed of. While this normally has a limited impact on the residents of the borough and the fire department, it will change our responses. Until we receive significant rain, if an outdoor fire is reported, the fire department will respond out. Additionally, a member of NJ Forest Fire will normally also respond if the fire is found to be in violation of the current burn restrictions. It will be extinguished and the resident will be informed of the restrictions that are in place. This is for the safety of our residents and our town. We have been very fortunate so far with only one incident in the borough that was quickly determined to be a permissible use of a propane fueled fire pit. There have been over 59 brush fires and open burn incidences in the county of Hunterdon since Monday, October 21st, with the most notable fire being the Fox Grape Fire in Raritan Township, where forest fire crews operated for 4 days to ensure extinguishment. With the upcoming religious holiday of Diwali, we understand that this often includes the use of fireworks. We would like to remind the residents that consumer aerial fireworks are still illegal for use in New Jersey. And to prevent any accidental fires, we ask that residents refrain from using any sparkling novelty devices. For OEM, we have the November emergency preparedness topic focuses on disaster communications. We are emphasizing the importance of residents preparing not only for borough-wide alerts, but also establishing their own communication plans with their family and social circles. We encourage residents to discuss and practice how they would communicate in emergencies, designating emergency contacts, and knowing multiple ways to reach each other if traditional channels are unavailable. A key component of staying informed includes subscribing to the Flemington Borough Alert System, which provides borough-specific alerts directly from our public safety professionals. In addition, we encourage residents to follow our official social media channels, Flemington OEM, Flemington Police, Flemington Rescue Squad, and the Flemington Fire Marshal Office for real-time updates and essential safety tips. As we enter the busy holiday event season, OEM is also actively involved in public safety planning for upcoming events like the Turkey Trot and the Hunterdon Holiday Parade. We're committed to ensuring these gatherings are safe and enjoyable for our community. Earlier this month, CERT team members participated in a county-wide drill with other CERT members from Hunterdon County. This included light search and rescue exercises and a missing person search drill in a local park. Our CERT members are preparing for expanded roles and additional training hours to strengthen our community's emergency response capabilities. And that's all. Thank you.
Council Vice President, in his report regarding the fire stuff, I mean, with Halloween coming up, we have a lot of people in town who light fire pits. And those are all banned right now, right? Like
Correct. As of now, unless I don't see any rain in the forecast, so I don't anticipate that changing. Yeah.
But I thought it was a little confusing. Did it say that propane was allowed, but not open fire pits.
Correct. No wood, open fire pits or charcoal, those are prohibited.
Right, but the fake ones that use the propane or gelling
Those
are
were-
allowed. I'm gonna ask our police officer who's here, do you know if the police are gonna send out some kind of notice before Halloween, like reminding people that right now fire pits are illegal? for the-
There, it's also gonna be 82 degrees on Halloween, so it might not be so much of an issue as traditionally.
Yeah, but I mean, we have people who just do it because they
You
just
know what,
do it.
let me I'll talk to the chief.
About sending something out, reminding people. They'll have patrols out, right, too. Just to see any open fire pits. So, okay, that's bad, we need rain badly. Thank you so much for doing the council president's report.
Absolutely.
Anything else?
That's all for me. Thank you.
Councilwoman Fasaro?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. In the meeting on the 15th of October, two of the council folks had discussed during their council reports the need to review specific locations, buildings in the borough master plan and possibly rezone them. I reached out to our zoning attorney, Kara Kaczynski, on October 18th, and she advised that we are not allowed to do spot zoning, but would suggest that we would need continuous strips. Next, regarding the Flemington Free Libraries retirements and personnel, which are ongoing changes, we will be voting tonight on Resolution 2024-146, which directly addresses the recent establishment of a full-time library assistant technical services position. Jorge Sanchez has worked part-time at the library for some time now, and it was recommended by the current library director that he be promoted to that full-time position. I'm pleased that the board has acted on that suggestion to hire from within. I hope you will all vote yes in support of the director and the board. And that's it.
Thank you. Councilman Levitt?
Sure. All right, let's see, last week I attended the New Jersey Urban and Community Forestry Programs core training. One interesting thing that I learned is that the NJ UCF accreditation provides more than just opportunities for funding and grants, but it also provides for certain what the heck did I write here? It provides for certain what do you call it, protection from liability related to shade trees in our municipalities. So it can save us money in other ways, not just through grants and other funding opportunities. For the HPC, we sold out our free tickets for the walk and talk tour this Saturday. The next HPC meeting is November 20th at 7 p.m. here in Borough Hall. If you are planning on any exterior modifications to your historic home, please remember to fill out an application before Monday the 18th so we can get you on the agenda for next month. Tomorrow by noon is the deadline for participating in the FCP's Halloween decorating contest for residents and businesses. We've had around 12 residences sign up and 2 businesses, so please, if anybody, especially businesses, would like to participate, the link to the Google form is on the borough website. You've got until noon tomorrow. Let's see. Oh, and yes, like the mayor mentioned, I too attended the Witches Walk and had a wonderful time, and I had the honor of being a judge in the children's Halloween costume contest over the weekend. Last year, Councilwoman Engelhardt warned me that out of everything that she has to do on Borough Council, that that is one of the hardest decisions she ever had to make. And I can confidently say now, as I'm sure Councilman Parker and Mayor Carroll can also attest to as well, it is not an easy job. Rarely as a politician do you get to see the misery you inflict directly on the faces of those affected in real time. But we did not sign up for this job because we thought it would be easy. And I think it demonstrates our character, leadership, and most of all, our courage. We don't shy away from tough decisions. And while each and every one of those adorable children were more than deserving of a prize, I would kindly ask the parents of those children whom we snub to please forget about this by the time the mayor and I are up for re-election. And that is everything I have to report.
Oh my gosh, we made no children cry though.
No,
No children
not one
cry.
child cried.
One kid.
Oh, and last thing I
They were
forgot to
too busy
mention.
having
I'm so
fun.
sorry I missed it.
Really too busy
It
having
was
fun.
really great.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, thank you. The rabies clinic will be this Saturday at the firehouse. Or here at,
Here.
38 Park Avenue.
Yes.
Townwide.
9 to 10 a.m. and I'm not in charge of it, but yes,
$80
townwide goes.
later.
That's true.
I didn't think about it.
Oh, and I don't know if anybody else planned on mentioning it, but I think we have, sorry, officially Halloween is trick or
It's
treating,
Halloween, yes,
4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
correct.
on Thursday. And Broad and Benell are gonna be closed, right?
At some point, they'll be
Yes.
closed.
That was-
The rabies vaccine, they give, I mean, I know my dog got it here last year and it was a 3-year shot now.
Yeah,
So
It's
they're not
always a
doing,
3-year. Well,
no, we used to
other
do the 1
places-
year and it's 10, now we're doing
Oh,
3,
really?
which is
3
great,
only for puppies, it's 1 year.
right?
I'm sorry, Trent, did you just say Wednesday?
We're gonna have a big
Thursday.
turnout.
Thursday.
Okay, Halloween's Halloween.
Halloween is Thursday, I thought I heard.
The
I
rape, the
heard-
rape
thought I
is
heard
only
something
1
else.
hour, so,
Yeah, it's gonna be, a lot of
Yeah.
people are calling and we have it on the message board.
yeah, 'cause last year a lot of people missed it.
is it like first come, first served, or is it?
Well,
what's first-
We only have like 75 or 100
Yes, we
shots.
run out of
that's it.
shots, Chelsea will stay,
Oh, that's
though, if we
first
run
come,
out of
first served.
shots,
Be there at 9.
right? Okay.
And I just got freeze.
You just got one.
I just got
You-
freeze shot.
you-
I totally forgot about it.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Parker.
Yeah, so you will see on the resolution that we have hired based upon approval, we've hired a new police officer. Who is wonderful, actually interviewed him myself. Turns out that he is a former student of Scott's. At RVCC, and Scott spoke very highly of this. Yeah, isn't it great? I mean, I said something, he said, Scott Evans, and I said, yeah. Spoke extremely highly of him. I think he's gonna be a really great addition to the department. He comes with a lot of enthusiasm, but he also has some certifications that are needed in.
He works for
in
the
world.
county, and I know that the sheriff thinks very highly of him
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, he, I enjoyed talking to him. So. Based upon approval, he will start, I'm really happy, I'm really enthusiastic, again. The chief thinks he's gonna be a great, and as does the lieutenants think he's gonna be a great addition. Speaking of police, we're gonna have, there's coffee with the police at Shaker Cafe on, is it on Thursday or Wednesday? Wednesday at 10 o'clock.
10 to 11.
Yeah. So, if you're around, I think it's really productive and really good thing that one of the things that the chief is trying to do, the police department overall, is trying to get to know the community and having the community get to know them. And it was one of the things that I certainly, was really high on and tasked the, chief with, and he's followed through on it beautifully. They've done several different events. I think this is a really good event to be around, and maybe we'll also do it on a weekend, because I think a weekend will also bring more people in to meet them as well. Let's see, the only other thing that I have is, well, there's two things. One is on I'm really happy to say, and Robert can talk to it, and thanks to Bill Hance, FCP has finally gotten the grants that they've been trying to get for, I don't know how long, finally has come through. The paperwork's been filed. Bill Hance, thank you so much for just, I know it wasn't easy. And especially me knocking on your door and pestering you, but thank you for getting it done. It's really gonna help with what FCP wants to move forward. I do want to make a correction of something that, Councilwoman Casario said, is looking at spot zoning. I don't think anybody's looking for spot zoning. I just want to make sure that that's clarified, that I don't think that's even an issue about spot zoning. It's zoning overall. And lastly, I will say this. Unfortunately, I have to say this. So I don't like talking about campaigns. I don't like doing anything like that while I'm sitting in this seat. I am very honored and very grateful to sit in this seat. That said, I did have someone defaced something on my property, which was extremely scary because they know where I live, which is, I don't think it's that big of a secret, but it is very unnerving to see something like that. And if it were just about one person, but it just has the sense of someone who has an issue with diversity. And that to me is something that I absolutely, in this world of worlds, cannot tolerate. I just cannot tolerate. It's just, you know what, I don't care about anything else, but I do care that we can live in a town and feel safe in this town And everybody can have their differences, but no one is defamed or defaced or ridiculed or felt bad about. This really, my husband and I were we were so angry and so put out by this, that we, all the emotions ran. And I will say this, and I don't want to dig up a lot of stuff, but this is the beginning of something that I experienced in my life as a child. Because as a child, I had a cross burned on my lawn and every window busted out in New Jersey. In New Jersey when we first moved in New Jersey. So it started like this. And so my radar is up. I keep asking myself if it's worth it. I'm just saying, I am grateful that the chief reached out and is doing their due diligence or whatever the case may be, but we can't have this. We're so much better than this. We're so much, but we're a small town. Everybody kind of knows everybody. And one of the things that I have been working with for the last 2 years is inclusion and diversity amongst everyone. And take my word for it. I truly mean it. I really don't give a damn what you are. I really don't care. I just care about the content of your character. That's it. That's the only thing you're judged on for me. So I expect the same thing. I call it psychological reciprocity. I will respect you and you will respect me as well. Thank you.
And I want to apologize, Councilman Parker, because I meant to say something about
Yes.
the defacement of this sign on your property, and there is no place for this anywhere. And it's disgusting to me that it happened in my hometown in 2024, because we had stuff like this in the 60s. And I'm very truly sorry that this happened to you.
Yep, thank you.
Councilwoman Engelhardt, saving the best for last.
Thank you for that. And I want to also send
Susan
my
was with
thanks
me.
to Tony. I was with him
Susan was with me
when we found the defacement, and it was really upsetting to see. And I was really sad that day. So we're gonna get through it.
Yep.
Okay, so my council report is, I mentioned this at my last report, but I'll mention it again. This Saturday, the San Fleming House is having the K9 cookies with the cop on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's a little earlier than our normal afternoon session, so please come on out. The police are going to have K9 there, one of the canines there to meet everybody 5 Bunnell Street, November 2nd. So learn some history with our heroes, and we'd love to see you there. So that's another opportunity to interact with our police officers.
That's great, actually. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. The upcoming, I try to always mention the upcoming Board of Ed meetings are November 14th for the K through 8 district, Flemington Raritan School District, 7 p.m. at KPK's. And of course, our high school district is having their Board of Education meeting simultaneous to this meeting right now at the high school. So you can look that up after you're done listening to us, which I'm sure is more exciting. That is all the report that I had. I do want to piggyback on Tony, and yeah, maybe Adrian can clarify a little bit, because I don't remember the comments about spot zoning. I actually marked that down here. And I was gonna go back and listen to the tape, because I didn't recall that.
Can I just say, with all due respect to all of you, I don't want to get into another big zoning
Yeah, I just
discussion
think it's a misunderstanding.
under all your.
We can perceive and we hear things, and when I went back and listened, that was my perception, and it was not every single member. So I'll leave it there, but I did check with our
Let's
zoning
let's-
attorney.
Council reports to reports, please, and we'll get into zoning at some other point when the planning board's ready, and we can all argue all we want.
Yeah, I'm not arguing. I wanted the same clarification, so thank you for that. And yeah, and the only other thing is I really would love to get some traction going on the conversations we had last week about trying to just be more communicative and with clarity from our construction and zoning and permitting department, and I think that's something that we as a council need to really take some responsibility for and make sure that the website is really clear as to the, you know, the step-by-step things that people need to do, because often it's a simple answer to a simple question. I've been looking at a lot of other websites, and I know we're going to the League of Municipalities soon, and there's a lot of information about that. And I really want to try to get a frequently asked questions list on our website. And like I said, I started working on that with Maureen briefly last year. We obviously had a lot of other stuff going on, but I really would like to ask the mayor to help me support with those efforts.
I think that's a good idea for you to ask questions. I think that solves a lot of problems. Or help.
And we'll take care of everybody. Okay, we're good, right? Okay, so we're at the public comment session number 1. Any member from the public, keep it please to 3 minutes. If you're online, please raise your hands. Come on up. I see no hands. Do we have any hands? No. So far, no hands. Do we have any members of the public on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Good color on you, Rob. Never seen you before.
Our new sweatshirt. It's good. It's actually really cozy and I think everyone should have them. Tony, that's awful. And many of your neighbors on Bonell Street had their signs stolen over the weekend as well. So maybe there might be more going on here than meets the eye, which is just terrible. But I come to bring good tidings from an incredible weekend of events. It's been kind of a whirlwind. I'm glad you mentioned the Halloween contest. It's really for businesses and residents, and we do have great prizes, and 12 signed up this quickly is great. But there's at least 100 really cool decorated houses in town, so I hope other people will sign up. It's been really nice getting so many compliments about Court Street Park. We did very little and we did it really on the cheap.
Nice.
But just, I think anything, any little bit that's seasonal and is battery operated light is great. So we do have more plans to decorate the park, and using it for families was, I mean, I don't have a history with the park. I know other people do. But of it being active and full of kids, or events, it was great.
It was.
Yeah.
It's good to see kids run and play.
Yes.
Not even knowing what it is.
Yes, and as we talk about, because we started to look at the next 2 years of when does Halloween fall, because that really influenced the fact that Halloween was on a Thursday night. We were usually in the street on a Thursday night. And this year we decided to go to the park on the weekend, which really changed things, because it's great to be on Main Street at night, but being in a park with kids on a Sunday was a whole new vibe, and it was really nice. I thought it was great.
It was really nice. My experience in playing in the park as a child was that the jail was the jail, when they had windows that opened. The prisoners would call us to come over.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, so it was very different back then. It's much nicer
Been a
now.
while. But it was very easy to operate in, and and not for nothing, but we unfortunately, when we do close the street, it's expensive because we have to bring in garbage cans and we have to close the street, and that's police costs. And so being able to work in an environment that was a little more conducive, that's meant for people and events, was really great.
Did you think it affected, I felt like there were less people than.
It was more that it was a Sunday than,
But that's what you
yeah.
think, it was affected because of the date of the week?
People are so busy on the weekends,
agree.
Whether
I agree.
there's church, there's sports, there's
Yep.
visiting, so I think that
So it wasn't about the location, it was about.
And also, I think the newness of anything we do, you know, means that people really need to get the information and so. So
Can I
that's
ask you
it.
a question?
Sure.
Because the park is owned by the county,
Mm-hmm.
did you, and if you do intend, it sounds like you intend to use it and decorate it
Yeah.
more often. How does that coordination work, and is there any issues,
I'm gonna say it
problems, or
worked
I'm
really-
assuming they were very supportive?
So supportive.
Okay, good.
We will need to plan ahead because they're very happy to waive, I believe they're happy to waive, I really shouldn't speak for them, should I? But they were willing to waive the fees, but we have to get in front. In that case, if we're asking for fee waivers, we have to get out earlier on the dates so that
It's a fair trade, you know, we're the
Yeah.
county seat, we do a lot for the county, they do some stuff for us, and we waive all their taxes.
Mhm.
I agree, I just wanted to kind of hear it from the user, how the experience.
I think that, well, we've talked about it on a higher level. I sit on the Cultural and Heritage Commission. And, you know, everyone is excited for us to do more with the park. That, I don't think there's anyone who has any concerns about it. But it's just a matter of process, so I think we may make like a longer term out agreement on how we use it.
It's just logistics and kind of planning the calendar year.
The county commissioners and I've spoken about this, and they're very supportive of the borough having a bigger presence in that park, and they also have made it very clear, as you know, as a member of the Cultural Heritage Commission, that they also want to see a more robust use of the historic courthouse itself for activities and events, and which is great for downtown Flemington.
And they've been so collaborative. You know, Natalie is a great executive director. It's
Sure is.
things are really working well. And in fact, they won Preservation New Jersey's Best Project Award for the courthouse, which is really nice.
Is that recent?
Yeah, they just found out.
Great.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's why they're coming to Flemington.
yes.
So I had lunch with somebody from Preservation New Jersey today, and she said, "Oh yeah, I'll be at your courthouse soon."
And the courthouse is starting to be rented at a lower price so that we can bring more groups in. There's a lot of different New Jersey groups who asked, the Film Commission has asked, some tourism groups have asked to have meetings and conferences there, so I think we'll start to see that. And the other thing that's really kind of cool is that like right now, Art Venture has a show called Scenes from Hunterdon or of Hunterdon. And we were able to combine schedules so that they're open when we're open.
Their
and-
opening is this Friday.
Yeah, so
From
this
4 to 8.
Friday, we have First Fridays on Main Street and the courthouse will be open and not everybody's been in to see the renovations and not everyone will go to see this art show if it was someplace else. So we're really excited. This means that, you know, the businesses can do their own thing in their shops, but there is one really grand attraction destination that will be open for people to go in and see.
It's one of the issues about having like people available to be docents there, to have it open more often for shows like this show.
Yes, and that is something that was discussed at our last meeting is can we get a docent program so that the building can be open with information guides?
Somerset County is launching, they've been working on putting together music for their 5 museums and the county owned buildings and the 2 municipal ones that county owns that are all, I think, Rev War. They've created a docent program where they're training volunteers. Because that's the biggest complaint everybody has is we can't find people in our own little group to have these things open more. And so they're actually
Absolutely.
kicking off training, I believe, in November. But Culture and Heritage might want to take a look at what Somerset's doing, because it's really good. It sounds like it's a really good idea.
it's great that there's a model. We'll go check it out.
It's a good model. It sounds like a really good model.
So, I did wanna talk, so like, we are not lacking in cultural events. In fact, we kind of have a richness of cultural events that are becoming annual events. And we're really excited about that. So this weekend, we have so last weekend was a whole lot of fun activity, and what we really learned was we tried to have a very adult witch walk, and it turned out that the adults brought their families and their pets with them. So, you know, we had a costume contest that was for adults, and we intentionally said adult costume contest, hoping that adults would come, and there were just so many kids, we couldn't really just do it that way. So I think Flemington is a family place, and no matter what we try to do, even our adults who come and drink adult beverages bring their children with them. And it's just like that. So, you know,
When you think about it, there's not a lot around here for
Yeah.
families to do jointly, right?
true.
One, and two is there's not a lot of things around here for kids to do.
Sure.
So if I see an outing,
Mhm.
I absolutely see them wanting to bring the kids in a whole bit. To even just socialize with other kids and they get together with their friends, so.
And I think we
it's a
do it
2 for
really
1.
well too, you know what I mean, like, I think we just do good.
Yeah, I think.
We're good in that lane of family events, so. So just to not take too much more time, so this weekend we do have First Fridays, it's a Day of the Dead theme because it's November 1st. We have the Fine Artisan Show
What time
on,
does that go from?
we're 5 to 8.
Okay.
The next First Friday happens to be the tree lighting, so we're going to go 4 to 6, not to get in the way of the tree lighting. And then next year, we're gonna try to figure out what we do.
Is that on Main Street?
Yes, this is a Main Street only event. It's crafts, activities, and food sampling in our businesses with a theme. So it's Day of the Dead, but people are doing all
I didn't
different kinds
know
of
that.
things.
It's only on Main Street, right?
Yeah.
Main Street.
Is it, are there signs out? Is that-
We haven't put signs out, we're all just starting to, I have to say, we're having very good conversations lately with our shop owners, with our property owners, there's a lot more,
Right, but the
communication.
answer is that there's not
we
signs out at
yes.
this point.
we,
Are
But
there
are
will
there gonna
be,
be signs out?
there will be, I
Okay.
Are
promise,
you
yes.
doing this like even in the dead of winter, January, February?
I think we
I
will.
think it's great if you do, because there's not a lot to do. We won't have a lot of competition.
And First Friday, you know, just like we found the sip and stroll, it's a little bit of like, if you invite us, we'll come, you know what I mean? Like, we just have to have something that's regular. And then people can kind of find their, you know, come, know that there's something to do on the first Friday or the third Thursday.
It's a
So,
pattern that you
yeah.
create.
and it's, you know, it's like, I can't come this month, but I'll put it on my calendar for next month. It gives people a wide
Some
berth to,
flexibility.
yeah.
Right.
So, okay, then, our entire holiday schedule is planned. We're gonna do the trolley 2 days, cause that was a big hit. And, the Shops at Flemington is planning like a whole Santa Village thing, so one day we will. The trolley will go to the Shops of Flemington, to Main
That's
Street
great.
and Stangle,
That's
yeah.
good.
Yes, and they're
That's
they're
really good.
paying for half of it, which was very generous of
Nice.
them. Yes, they have new management and they're
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
Maybe we should wrap it up.
Yes, I just wanted to say that there is a grant that just opened this October. It's a grant that can cover up to $50,000 of closing costs to purchase, for a small business to purchase a retail building or a building that can be used for retail on in a downtown in a main street. So that's pretty awesome, and basically you have until next October to buy something. But closing costs can be, you know, commercial closing costs can be $30,000 to $40,000 to $50,000,
Where's that
so
money coming from?
it's NJEDA. And you just have to have the right tax certificate for a business to be able to buy the building and get your costs reimbursed. It's all on the NJEDA, but it just finally opened in October.
So you have to apply for the grant prior to closing?
I really don't, I really didn't read the details that
Okay,
carefully. And Kathy Guzman, who lives around here and is our small business rep, is happy to talk to anybody about it. And it is right on their website. And then the other thing is there is this NEA grant for $10,000 only for Hunterdon County. And there's 6 awards for $10,000 each, and it's a arts grant focused on doing some activity around the 250th. So there's 3 technical assistance dates, one's tomorrow at 2 p.m. There's one in November, there's one in December. And basically the application deadline is January 10th, so it kind of comes up quickly. And the project has to be completed by June 30th, 2026.
Robin, I'm gonna just interject something real
Sure.
quick. I was at the African American Museum in Montgomery at this big event, which was amazing. It was a reenactment.
In Montgomery.
Yeah, in Montgomery Township.
Okay.
It was
The
a reenactment.
Sally
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really well attended, but it was excellent, right?
Mhm.
And they're interested, I wanna connect you with the
I'd love
new
to.
ED because they are working with everyone around New Jersey to be, to be a part of their celebration, so, I'll get you her
awesome.
information and I'll arrange a meeting with you two. I think it'll be really, really productive. And these people are amazing. They are really amazing. They've had grants galore, including a Mellon grant.
Mm.
So, I mean, it's a great, you met Caroline.
Yeah.
I mean, she's gotten all these grants
They,
for them,
they
so
are
it might be a
fabulous.
good idea for you to meet with them. And with Caroline, and then talk about other grants you guys can get for, the event.
So
'Cause
we
Caroline's an
are,
excellent grant writer, as
we're
you are.
planning to apply for this grant. We can talk about what it should be.
Mhm.
But
They're
it's,
probably gonna apply for it as well.
yeah, well, no, actually this
Yeah.
one,
Through, no,
Oh.
through,
yeah,
through the count, through the,
through their county.
yes.
Yes. I don't know how many counties got this
I
NEA
think they
grant,
got it.
but yeah, so a couple did,
Mhm.
but six $10,000 grants for this specific purpose is awesome.
I'll connect you.
And we do have businesses that are also interested in applying for their own nonprofit. You have to be a nonprofit, you can't be a municipality, but it's really exciting.
Mhm.
Yes, all right.
I'll definitely
Thank you
connect
so much,
Thank you.
Robin.
Just remind me, I'll connect you with her. She's amazing.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I look
Thank you.
forward to
Anybody
that.
online, from the public, wish you to comment?
Nope.
Seeing none, approval of minutes, we don't have any. Consent agenda is one item, resolution 2024-134, resolution approving Owen Grove into the NJ State Firemen's Association. Can I have a motion, please?
Michael move.
Is there a
Michael
second?
second.
Okay, any, some consent, roll.
Oh, wait,
roll
hold
call,
on,
please.
Parker was first. Okay. Oh, that's not right. Okay. Councilwoman Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Councilman Parker,
Yes.
and Council Vice President Rossetti.
Yes.
We have no ordinance for introduction, we have no public hearings, regular agenda, item number 2, resolution 2024-145. Resolution authorizing the hiring of David M. Castro as a Flemington Borough Police Officer. Can I have a motion, please?
Parker move.
Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Councilman Parker,
Yes.
and Council Vice President Rossetti.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-146, resolution appointing Jorge Sanchez to a full-time library assistant technical services position at the Flemington Public Library. Can I have a motion, please?
Engelhardt will move.
Is there a second?
Michael second.
Vote seconded.
Mhm.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Councilman Parker,
Yes.
and Council Vice President Rossetti.
Yes.
The next two resolutions are for the iBank loan relating to Main Street. This is for the lead pipe and galvanized pipe replacements to get funding for that. I will tell you that on our monthly phone call, asked to do two monthly phone calls now with the state of New Jersey. It is my joy and pleasure. So on that iBank monthly call, they did confirm to us verbally that we are eligible for 100% loan forgiveness, but they will not put it in writing until closing. So which will be in January. So can I have a motion? I'm sorry, so the resolution 2024-147, resolution of the Borough of Flemington in the County of Hunterdon, New Jersey, determining the form and other details of its note relating to the Water Bank Construction Financing Program of the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank to be issued in the principal amount of up to $1.4 million and providing for the issuance and sale of such notes to the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank and authorizing the execution and delivery of such note to the Borough of Flemington in favor of the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank, all pursuant to the Water Bank Construction Financing Program of the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank. Like I said, it's a really long, complicated state of New Jersey way of saying they're gonna help us pay for replacing all our galvanized pipes on which
Engelhardt will move.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Parker would definitely.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasar,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Councilman Parker,
Yes.
Council Vice President Rossetti.
Yes.
This is the partner resolution, this is what he says we're gonna pay. So resolution 2024-148, resolution of the Borough of Flemington declaring its official intent to reimburse expenditures for project costs from the proceeds of debt obligations in connection with its participation in the New Jersey Water Bank. Can I have a motion, please?
Engelhardt will move.
Is there a second?
Parker second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasar,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Councilman Parker,
Yes.
and Council Vice President Rossetti.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-149, resolution authorizing the payment of vacation and sick hours to Deborah Moore, who just retired from the library. Can I have a motion to approve?
Engelhardt will move.
Is there a second?
Levitt will second.
Any discussion? This is earned time she earned and retired. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasar,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council President, Councilwoman Parker,
Yes.
and Council Vice President Rossetti.
Thank you. We have two chapter 159s. Those are funds that were unanticipated that we received. And so under the law, they go into these chapter 159 fund lines. Resolution 2024-150, resolution approving a chapter 159 Clean Communities Grant. Bill is on the line if anybody has any questions. I have a motion to approve.
Engelhardt will move.
Is there a second?
Levitt will second.
Any discussion or questions?
Do we know exactly what this is?
Bill, can you tell everybody what it's
Yeah, I was
for?
gonna ask.
Sure, the Clean Communities Grant is for, you could use it to basically beautify the town, clean stuff up, buy the outdoor recycling bins or waste containers for parks, stuff like that.
I
Nope.
can't used it a lot for the mulch program. The pig
Yeah.
mulch program. But I
Question,
don't-
could it be used for like street garbage cans, Bill, or just parks?
No, it could be for, you mean like putting along Main Street or something?
Or even just throughout the borough, because we have trash problems again.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's, the sturdy kinds that have,
Like
like
the-
useful like 5 years or something, like the stone or cement or whatever ones.
Sure, okay, great.
That's a good question for Mike Campion, and Mike usually looks for ways to spend that money that really benefit taxpayers and stretch that money. Like I said, he used
I
to
will
use
re-
programs.
I will reach out to Mike then. Give him my assessment.
No,
Ask him how he would prefer to use it and then spin ideas.
Yeah,
Okay. Resolution 2024-151, resolution approving a chapter 159 alcohol
Oh, wait.
education rehabilitation. Oh, did I not do a roll call?
No.
I'm so sorry. We'll call on the Clean Communities.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Councilwoman Engelhardt.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasaro,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Councilman Parker,
Yes.
and Council Vice President Rossetti. Okay. Now you can do the next one.
Okay, I'm not gonna repeat it. I'm gonna give alcohol education, rehabilitation and enforcement grant. I have a motion to adopt.
Engelhardt will move.
Is there a second?
Levin will second.
Any questions for Bill on this one?
So yeah, what exactly is this? And who did-
So this one is strictly used for the court to try DWI cases. It pays for the prosecutor and the judge's time because that's above and beyond the regular court sessions. So that's all that really could be used for is court stuff.
Okay.
Wait a minute, it is? I'm shocked. So alcohol and drug abuse or whatever the case may be is not a part of the court system? They don't
What do you
get
mean?
paid that case?
So this is for education, Bill?
Yeah.
No, it's for trying the cases. For instance, when someone gets a DWI charge, I guess they get penalties and fines. A part of that goes into this fund, and then we get it, which then could be used for paying the judge to try the next case or whatever. Because
Okay,
typically,
It offsets our costs. It also
Correct.
covers our court costs to pay the judge for specific
Yes.
UI. Got it.
Mhm.
That's okay. Got it. All right. Anybody else with any other questions?
No.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasaro,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Councilman Parker,
Yes.
and Council Vice President Rossetti.
Hey, we don't have a work session tonight. They asked Mike about where he is looking for a banner system for us, and stuff where we left off.
Yes.
Okay,
That's nice.
and now we're up to public comment session number 2. If anybody has any comments, if Robin forgot anything, she did not, she's tired. She did what I did, I had a cup of half caps at 4, and I'm gonna be up until 2 in the morning. All right, seeing nobody online, we're up to payment of bills. You don't have any? Now we're gonna now, do I have it now? Yeah, started. You started, oh, gosh. I have seen, even my coffee is there. I'm sorry, authorizing the payment of bills in the amount of $3,770,327.50. And a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Parker second.
I wanted
Oh
to.
my God.
Parker moved,
Go
Levitt
A,
second.
go A and B.
Is your pet, Carla?
Levitt first. Councilwoman Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasaro,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Councilman Parker,
Yes.
and Council Vice President Rossetti.
Yes.
We have a brief executive session, so I don't really wanna take a break.
Yeah.
If we could just clear the room and.
You'll have to turn this off.
We have an executive session for any applicable matter. Under executive session tonight is negotiations with the Captiva Courthouse Square, public safety litigation, cannabis license. Can I have a motion to go into executive session
Parker moves.
for a second?
Levin second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes, she does.
Wait, I didn't sign.
It's only 2, you can sign the top 2.
Okay.
If you want to run from 50?
All right, we're back in open. Anything for the good of the order? Not gonna have a motion to adjourn.
Levin move.
Is there a second? Thank you. I told you, Carla thought this was gonna go on forever tonight. She still doesn't feel good because of her wrist, so.
Well, I know how you people talk.
I'm sorry.
Good night, people.
All in favor?
All in
Good
favor?
night.
Bye.
Aye.
Hi.
Good night.
Good night.